Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial on how to install mods in Elden Ring. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with mods, like playing in first person, having skins such as Berserk's Armor, and enjoying seamless co-op integration, among others. First, let's create a backup of our save files. To do so, in the Windows search bar, search for App Data. Find the Elden Ring folder and copy it to somewhere like your desktop. Now, Google Elden Ring mods. We will find our mods on NexusMods.com. You will have to be logged in. First, we will download all of the prerequisites to play mods. Open up Elden Mod Loader and Anti-Cheat Toggler. I will also search for Mod Engine 2. Download the latest release. Download the mods on NexusMods like so. Now unzip your downloaded mods. Next, go to your Steam library, click on Elden Ring, right-click on it and click Manage, then browse Local Files. This will open up the games folder. Let's start by installing Mod Engine 2. This is a mod loader mainly used for skins or large mods such as Elden Ring Convergence, which we will cover later. This mod doesn't have to be directly in the games folder, but I like to store it here so that I always remember where it is. Next, install Elden Mod Loader by copying the files directly into the games folder. This mod loader is used to run DLL types of mods, essentially all of the smaller mods that you may find like the first-person mod, faster respawn, and others. Next, install Toggle Anti-Cheat the same way. Now, let's create some shortcuts for launching the game. If you would like to run the game with all of the installed mods, so mods in Elden Mod Loader and in Mod Engine 2, you will run the game with Launch Mod Elden Ring. Let's put a shortcut on our desktop like this. On our desktop, we can also put a shortcut for Toggle Anti-Cheat. I will explain the use case once we have installed some actual mods. Let's find some on NexusMods. Search by most downloaded or endorsed mods. First, I will show you how to install some essential smaller mods. I will get Seamless Co-op, Unlock Framerate, Pause the Game, Berserk's Armor, First Person, and Faster Respawn mod. When downloading mods, always check the description to see if there are some special requirements to install this mod. Download the mods like this. As you can see with the Berserk Armor mod, we have more files to download and special instructions. Once downloaded, let's extract all of the downloaded mods. Again, open up the games folder. Let's start with Seamless Co-op. To install it, just move or copy the files directly into the games folder. Most of the mods like First Person Mod are installed by dragging all of the files into the mods folder. You will know that is the case if the mod includes DLL files. The same goes for faster respawn. Pause the game and unlock the FPS mod. Now, let's install the Berserk Armor mod. As I said, mods like these will be installed into the Mod Engine 2 folder. Open up the Berserk Armor folder and copy these files. Now open the longer variant of the Dragon Slayer fix. Copy the files from folder default and replace them here. Lastly, we will need to update the regulation file since we are using the latest version of the game. And that's it. If we want to play offline with all of the mods, make sure to toggle anti-cheat off. You also must have Steam running in the background. Make sure that you have backed up the vanilla save files as shown at the beginning of the video. Now you can run the game with this file from the Mod Engine 2 folder, which will also load up the Berserk skin in this case. As you can see, I am able to switch to first person by holding Q. I am able to pause the game by pressing P, and my frame rate is above 60 frames per second. You can find the Berserk Armor by traveling to Table of Lost Grace, following this path, and buying the armor pieces and the sword from Twin Maiden Husks. To switch back to playing without mods, you can run toggle anti-cheat again to enable the anti-cheat backup again. This should also disable all of the DLL mods. But just to be sure, you can rename the D input file to something else, so that they won't be able to load. Now, we need to revert back to the vanilla save file. To do that again, search for app data and find the Elden Ring folder. Create a new folder on your desktop and name it Elden Ring Modded, so that we will be able to switch back to the modded save file later. Copy the Elden Ring folder from app data to the newly created folder. Find the previously copied vanilla save file that we stored at the start of the video and put it into the app data folder to replace the modded save files. Now you can play vanilla Elden Ring by running it normally. To switch back to modded, do the reverse process by loading up the modded save file, toggling anti-cheat back off, and making sure that the input file is named correctly. And now load the game with Mod Engine 2's launch mod file. Now I will show you how to play the game with the Seamless Co-op mod. For now, we won't use any other mods since that can cause problems. To disable them, rename the D input file that came from Elden Mod Loader to something else. Now other DLL mods won't be able to run. With your friend that you are playing, you should have the same mods installed, but for the best compatibility, I recommend playing without mods. I will show how to play Seamless Co-op with mods later. First, go to the Seamless Co-op folder and open up this file. Read the instructions and choose a sophisticated password and save the file. Your friend should use the same password. Now, we can create a shortcut of Seamless Co-op Launcher. I usually like to run these files as administrators, but sometimes that doesn't work, so try with it or without it. You will get a confirmation that Seamless Co-op is working. As you can see, we can't use our save files. That's because Seamless Co-op uses a separate save file. It would be best if you played on a separate one, but if you want to use your previous save you can do it like this. Again, in the Windows search bar, search App Data. Find the Elden Ring folder and open it up like this. The normal game uses savefile.sl2. But Seamless Co-op uses .co2. We can convert our vanilla save file to a Seamless Co-op one by creating a copy and renaming it to .co2. You might need to enable file extensions in Windows Explorer. Now replace the original .co2 file with a newly created one. As you can see, our save file is now working. Once you are in the game, you will have new items to use in your inventory as tools. With Tiny Great Pot you can open the game up, so your friend can join. With Effigy of Male Nia you can join your friend's session. And with Separation Mist you can leave the session. Now, I will show you how to play bigger mods like the Convergence Mod. Go back to NexusMods and download the Convergence Mod. It's best to download it with an installer since download speeds on NexusMods are rather slow. As you can see, the Convergence Mod is set up the same as Mod Engine 2. We can create another shortcut to launch the Convergence Mod. Make sure anti-cheat is turned off and you can run the Convergence mod just like that. You can also choose to use other mods with it by tinkering with the D input file as we did before. To play Seamless Co-op with other mods, you just have to copy these two files from the Seamless Co-op folder and put them into the mods folder. If we launch the Convergence mod now, as you can see, we get a prompt that we can play co-op. Another big mod is Elden Ring Reforged. Once you extract it, you will see that it again resembles files in the Mod Engine 2 folder. What I like to do is create a copy of the Mod Engine 2 folder and name it Elden Ring Reforged. Remove the Berserk Armor if you installed those before and just copy all of the files from the newly extracted Elden Ring Reforged into the folder. We can again create a shortcut to run Elden Ring Reforged. As you can see, co-op is also working here. And that's it. You can now play Vanilla, Seamless Co-op, Modded, the Convergence Overhaul, and Elden Ring Reforged variations of Elden Ring. If you ever want to delete mods, the easiest way to do that is to just open up the Elden Ring game folder, delete the mods folder. and then sort by size and delete all of the smaller files that you are not sure what they are. Once you do that, go to the Steam library, right-click on Elden Ring, and go into the properties. Click on Verify the integrity of game files, and the necessary files will download to make the game playable again without any mods at all. And that's all for this tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.